What's going on, guys? Crypto Renegade here for you. In today's video, I'm going to talk about Olympus DAO and is 8,000% return sustainable? Let's get into it. But before I jump into the content, I just completely revamped my website, bitcoinlockup.com. You can check it out on the screen here. Also, testing out a new format for you. So let's see how this does. If you like this cool illuminated sign, give it a thumbs up, comment below. If you prefer the more relaxed chair, different setting than me standing in the corner of an office, let's dive in. Welcome back. So in some of our last videos, we talked about some more of our Polka projects and their overall impacts on the crypto ecosystem. I've also covered various Solana projects, Cosmos projects, and of course dug deeper into NFTs and those fundamentals. Now we're going to take a look at Kusama's Polkadot ecosystem, and we're going to take a look specifically at something that may be connected very shortly. But specifically, I wanted to touch on Olympus DAO and understanding if 8,000+% returns are sustainable. Let's talk about what it is, why it was created, and really why it may be too late to start paying attention. So what is Olympus DAO, or OM? Simply put, OM is a decentralized reserve currency that runs on the Olympus protocol, backed by a basket of assets. Okay, to decode, OM is a first-of-its-kind token that was introduced as an alternative to both cryptocurrencies and stablecoins as they currently function today. Unlike stablecoins, the value of OM is not pegged to another currency. It is backed by a reserve of currencies, unlike cryptocurrencies, which derive most of their value from speculation, if we're being honest.
You mean not good like 1 out of 100?
This gives it intrinsic value that it can't fall below. It achieves stability where maintaining a floating market-driven price. The unique economic and game-theoretic dynamics it brings to the market through staking and bonding is really very different, and some say revolutionary. So how does this all work? Well, when you stake OM, you get SOM, which is a transferable token at a 1-to-1 ratio. It rebases up automatically at the end of every epoch. And if you choose to unstake, an equal amount of SOM tokens are burned. The rewards are distributed 3 times a day, although there could be slight variations. And yes, there are compounded every 8-ish hours, explaining the extremely high APR.
Let the sparks fly!
Now, how is Olympus DAO, or OM, relevant now to the crypto market? Stablecoins propose a very excellent solution, no one can deny that. Just to catch you up, these are cryptos that are pegged to some external reference point. They are designed to maintain a fixed price regardless of the fluctuation in token demand and supply. Some popular examples are USDT Tether, USDC, and SDAI. These coins are pegged to the value of the US dollar, or at least close to it. With them, you can actually use cryptos to pay bills without worrying that the price may go through the roof overnight and you just gave up a fortune. Now, Olympus DAO, or OM, strikes a balance between stability and decentralization, so they say. Olympus aims to build a policy-controlled currency system instead of a centralized institution like a bank. Here, the DAO decides the behavior of the OM token for the most part. This way, it remains immune to the inflationary policies in the traditional economy. Now that we know what Olympus DAO is, let's take a better look at the 3 core features of OM token and how they help it achieve a floating value while never letting it fall below the value of its backed assets. Number 1 is the treasury. How to maintain price stability without pegging to a fiat currency? OM realizes this through its own treasury. The token is fully collateralized by a basket of cryptos together. Initially, each OM token was backed to 1 DAI in the treasury. Now, the treasury has expanded to include other cryptos and LP tokens. There are also plans to include cryptocurrencies like BTC in the coming stages. Much like a central bank, the Treasury manages Ohm using these reserve assets. Number 2 is open market operations. Ohm uses the Olympus protocol to influence its price, in most cases to actually stabilize the price. If Ohm price soars beyond what is backed by the assets, the protocol steps in and takes action. It mints and distributes new Ohm to the market. Number 3 is free market price determination. Olympus protocol comes to the rescue of Ohm if the price falls or rises above a point, yes. However, the price of Ohm token is determined by the free market. The supply and demand allow the price to float, similar to most cryptocurrencies. RFV represents the amount of funds the Treasury guarantees to use for backing Ohm. Now let's pivot to Olympus DAO staking, where you make your money. The primary way one can use Olympus DAO to make money is directly through Ohm staking. Users don't have to scout around for platforms to stake Ohm. The website features staking with rebase rewards accrued from bond sales. The staking rewards are prone to changes based on the number of Ohm staked and the reward rate defined by the protocol's monetary policy. Staking is designed to lure as the protocol depends on it to issue new Ohm. This increases the total supply of the token while reducing market dilution. The huge returns promised by the protocol helps users hedge against unforeseen market volatility. Even if Ohm goes below the price you bought it for, the rewards you accumulate over that time is expected to mitigate that element of risk. Moreover, staking requires minimal management. It is the most profitable passive long-term strategy for holding Ohm. The current APY on Ohm staking is at 7,584% and has gone well over 8,000% as it fluctuates. Olympus DAO chases a new all-time high after fresh bond offering and its partnerships. As I just mentioned, Olympus, or Ohm, is a rebase project that has caught the attention of many in the crypto space over the past 6 months. What sets Olympus apart from the other protocols in the market, including other rebase projects like Ampleforth, which is AMPL, is that rather than having its own main token fluctuate around the stablecoin price of $1, each Ohm is an algorithmic reserve currency backed by a basket of assets such as DAI or Frax that are held in the Olympus treasury and give Ohm an intrinsic value below which it cannot fall. Rebase rewards are paid for the proceeds from bond sales on the network and can fluctuate depending on the number of bonds sold.
You're saying that at 8% the bonds fail and we are already at 4%?
That's right.
If they go to 8, it's Armageddon.
Yeah, that's right.
The reward rate set by monetary policy and the number of Ohms staked. Now, the long-term strategy behind staking on the network involves locking Ohm on the protocol long enough so that even if the market price of the token drops below the initial purchase price, the increase in the balance of the staked Ohm should eventually outpace the fall in price and could potentially lead to an increase of total value. Bonding on Olympus is essentially a cross between a fixed income product, a futures contract, and an option. Bonders are quoted with terms for a trade at a future date, which include a predefined amount of Ohm that the bonder will receive once vesting is complete. These bonding capabilities make it possible for the Olympus DAO to accumulate its own liquidity, referred to as POL, which is an important part of its overall design, as more POL ensures that there is always locked exit liquidity in trading pools that helps to facilitate market operations and protect token holders. Now, as the Olympus market grows, the protocol also accrues revenue from liquidity provider rewards, which are deposited into the project's treasury. According to data provided by the protocol, the Olympus DAO treasury now holds more than $100 million in treasury assets and is the second largest treasury in DeFi behind Uniswap. Now, wrapping this up, bringing it full circle, algorithmic stablecoins are here to solve the issues of traditional fiat-pegged stablecoins that I agree with. They rely on fully decentralized protocols to keep the value of their currencies stable. but they still have shortcomings and may not be suitable for the best investment. Solutions like Ohm from Olympus DAO can solve the issues perfectly by providing financial incentives for LPs and also partnering with various cryptocurrencies to use them as reserves. These tokens have a floor price combined with a floating market-driven price that makes them suitable for reserving value and also investing. But in my opinion, if this grows into wider adoption, 8,000% plus yields aren't sustainable. Over 90% of coins are locked via staking, and that means that less than 10% of these coins are actually liquid and or being used for any sort of real utility or use case. Greater fool theory? This is purely a long-term moonshot, high risk, very high reward play. Once Mark Cuban, yes, the Mark Cuban pulls out because
DEA is gonna come down on your boy like a proverbial ton of bricks.
the four-figure yields will topple like a house of cards. Are you willing to roll the dice on Ohm? Let me know down in the comments below, and then again, let me know if you prefer this setup or this filming versus the other one. And I will see you guys in the next video. Crypto Renegade out.